and welcome to Two Guys Garage. And you can see I'm out of the shop. But what's even better than that is where I am. I'm at WeatherTech, the guys that go racing, that sponsor the IMSA WeatherTech Racing Series, but also the guys that make an incredible amount of accessories for your car. But they do it right here in America, and we're gonna figure out how they do it. Hey guys, welcome to the WeatherTech showroom, one of the best showrooms in the world, because as soon as you walk in the door, you're not sure if you just want to stand here and check out this 1971 Challenger all day, check out the cool product they have to bling out your ride, hang out with some motorcycles, saddle up to the bar and get your favorite coffee drink. It's all here. I'm going to start on the product, but we're going to see everything, and we're going to hook up with David McNeil, the guy to show us even behind the scenes. So come on for a fun ride. Now, everyone knows WeatherTech for their floor liners. I mean, they fit like no other, they function like no other, and the showroom is great because you can get in and interact with all the product and the vehicles, right? From the seat protectors, the pet barriers, and if I spin around the back, a whole host of goodies just in the back of the car. Everything from mud flaps, you've got your cargo liner, right? You even have this simple little add-on to keep from scratching your bumper. Super cool. And speaking of, their bump step, now the XL version, so you can step on it, get things on the top. Somebody bumps you from the rear, you don't damage your vehicle. Now check these out. Super simple. It's a corner, but this non-stick rubber means I can put any kind of box anywhere I want and it won't move around. Gas cans, shopping, you name it. I mean, you can just keep walking around and there's more goodies to make your car even cooler. So let me hook up with David as I keep browsing around, filling up my shopping cart. We'll start kicking this tour into high gear. I had to stop and check out this 1971 Challenger. Amazing ride, and introduce you to David McNeil.
How are you?
This is the original founder and CEO of WeatherTech. I got to hang out with him a couple years ago and see this American-made company just growing and flourishing, and now I can come back and see it's just doubled, tripled. So we get the behind the scenes of how it's all made, but how do we do it in America? So this is the guy giving us the world tour. So
welcome to WeatherTech in Bolingbrook, Illinois.
well, tell us about this car real quick, because we got a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but this thing is awesome.
It's got a 475 horse Hemi in it. It's kind of modeled after one of my favorite movies, Vanishing Point. If you're a car guy, you've seen the movie Vanishing Point.
Beautiful car, but we're here to see not just the cool goodies in the showroom, but behind the scenes.
Well, it's all about giving the customer something that exceeds their expectations. And we have over 1,100 employees right here in the Chicago area in about a dozen buildings. And we do everything from plowing our own snow to designing our own products, building our own tooling, manufacturing our own plastic. We're very vertically integrated because we want full control of the whole process, so we know exactly what our customers get.
Now that's fantastic. So on the tour, what's our first stop?
First stop is going to be our tooling facility, which is where we also do product development and manufacture the tooling to manufacture all the products. Each one custom for every individual vehicle.
Sounds like a great kickoff. Let's go. All right, we're just down the street at their Walnut facility. This is where all the tooling is made, but there's an important step or two before you want to start cutting chips, and that's making sure your design and your parts are correct. And the way they do it is printing prototypes.
We do printing and we do stereolithography parts, which is a laser that hits a UV sensitive resin. But first and foremost, we laser measure the vehicle, we design the parts to fit perfectly in the customer's vehicle, then we make a prototype. Once the floor liner fits perfectly, then and only then do we go to tooling.
So you'll take this fit, then do markups, change the design, then go cut chips.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go see a bunch of metal shavings, because that part is really cool. All right, so we literally walk from prototyping through one door and we're out here on the manufacturing floor making the tools to make the part. And you have CNC machines everywhere, raw materials. I mean, this is a really cool place to be.
We have over 30 CNC machines here. They run 24 hours a day. Our American tool makers are super efficient at utilizing our equipment and making the best tools that make the best automotive accessories.
Yeah, what's really neat is a lot of times you might have certain parts of the manufacturing process in-house, but here it seems like you just own it from start to finish.
We want control over how precise our tools are because we want control over how precise our finished products are for our customers.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Now what we're going to do is keep walking around, checking out all this machining for all different types of tools. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to walk you through it too. Maybe see how some of it actually comes together right before it makes parts. Stick around. Welcome back. We're at WeatherTech right outside Chicago, showing you how to really make awesome product right here in the US. Now, we're in the machine shop where they make all the tooling. Now here's sort of a simple-sided die. You can see this is for a floor mat here, and this is simple because there's no action in the tool. Nothing's really happening on this side, but this is the back side, let's say, of the other half, and these large cylinders here are really just holding the tool when there's a lot of tool pressure, but these smaller cylinders and springs, this plate is actually going to move and help eject the part. So come over here and David can explain a little bit better of what that sort of action is and how it works. So this is kind of the other side of that same kind of die here, and you can see we've got the floor mats, but then there's these large holes everywhere. So can you show us how that works?
This is one of our mud flap molds for a Dodge Ram, and this is called the core. So the core is the inside of the part. The other tool that Kevin was talking about is the cavity. And then once the mud flap is molded, then there are pins that knock the mud flap out, and it pops it out and off the mold so that we can close the mold and inject another one. So you have the sprue puller here. The plastic comes from the cavity direction through these runners and out to the part. So it's pretty cool how this works, and it does it all within 1 minute. You make a new set of mud flaps that fit perfectly on a Dodge Ram.
We've already explained some of the complexity that goes into a tool design, and then you've got even more kind of neat behind the scenes of the cooling channels and controls or something. You want to show us on the bench there?
So this is a small injection mold with a hot sprue where the plastic gets injected right through this end and comes out that end, and the power going to it keeps the plastic molten and hot, and it goes right into this mold, and the plastic gets injected through. And these are cooling channels for the actual mold itself, and these are cooling channels for the hot sprue.
And you got to keep track of all the thermal expansion of the part, the tool, so that everything glides and slides and fits together through its whole operation.
That's why we make our tools right here in America with American tool makers, so they fit perfectly.
Cool. Well, we've seen a lot of what it takes to go make parts, but we haven't seen the making of the parts. So why don't we take a spin back over to the manufacturing spot and see where it's all made. Now we get to see how the product is made, which to me I think is ultra exciting. Now last time we were here, we got to see floor mats made on an injection machine, and we talked about making waffles, right? You got two sides of a waffle maker, you put it together, you squeeze the goop inside, out comes a waffle, but I'm looking at this machine and I'm seeing a lot more waffles being made.
Well, part of what we do here at WeatherTech is we continually invest in our machinery, processes, and of course our people. The reason why we do that is to become competitive on an international basis so that we can not only sell our WeatherTech products domestically, but also compete internationally. So this machine happens to have two platens. We made the tooling right here in our Downers Grove tooling facility, and we can make double the floor mats in the same amount of time, about 30 seconds for two pair of floor mats. And you can see both robots coming down grabbing the mats out of the molds, the plant is closing, and it does it again.
Yeah, and that's the only way to stay on top of the game, right? I see all the workers out here, so it's like the marriage of the people and the technology.
Great American workers and great American technology combined right here at WeatherTech to make great American automotive accessories.
Yeah. So I've been staring at this machine. It seems like an hour because it's so mesmerizing, but I know you got a lot more cool stuff.
We've got some really cool stuff right over here. Come on with me.
Let's go check it out.
This is our two-shot Byrd injection molding machine. And right now, we're making our really cool bump step XLs that help protect people's bumpers on their trucks or SUVs.
So we saw the bump step, right? That's what goes into your receiver on the back of your car. You can step on it, you can hit it with another car lightly. Well, this is a machine that makes it, but apparently it's two different materials, right?
Well, we have the core of the Bump Step XL, which is a really tough material to take the hit, and then there's a soft overmold to give it a nice feel, especially when you're stepping on it.
And this machine can do all that in
one operation it does it, and what you're going to see is when the mold opens, the robot comes down and grabs both the finished bump step at the top and the core at the bottom, and then takes the core up and puts it in the spot for the overmold of the softer material, and then takes the finished product out and sends it over for packaging. It's a pretty efficient process. How cool is this? This is the structural part of the Bump Step XL, and then the overmold, it takes a little bit of a hit, for it takes the shock. And Florence here is going to help me put on the WeatherTech label.
All right, now it's official.
Now it's official.
Cool.
Thank you, Florence.
We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, more awesome manufacturing and state-of-the-art distribution center for all these products around. Hey, welcome back. Now, we're at WeatherTech here just outside of Chicago. Now we're on the thermal forming side, and I'm telling you, this part of the process never gets old. Dave's gonna explain how you take a stack of flat sheets and turn it into something really cool.
This is one of our rotary machines, and it's got 4 stations. The first station is loading. The second station is where the oven is, where it's heating the plastic. The third station on the other side is where our water-cooled tooling is forming the part. The molds are forming the part, and again, those molds are made right here in America. And then the final station is the cooling and unloading station over there. So it cycles every about 36 seconds or so. We've got another set of our fantastic fitting WeatherTech floor liners. So right over there you can see that there's a cooling station, and then the floor liners drop out and they come down the conveyor where we hand trim the parts, and then we cut the holes in them for the retention system, and then at this station we actually install the retention devices so that when the customer gets their floor liner, the retention devices are already built right in.
Ready to just slide in,
and
pop,
stamp
and then you're
in.
done.
There you go.
Very cool. All right, this is a great area, and I could spend all day, but they have a brand new distribution center, because you can imagine the complexity of all these different parts, all custom. Let's go see how they get it into the box, into you. Now we showed you just a little bit of the manufacturing, how these guys are making these great products, but all different complexities, sizes, colors, different vehicles, they're all custom fit. So you can imagine the size of a warehouse needed to put all these products ready to get to your door like yesterday. So David, explain some of the system here on how you get it from all these bins and into somebody's hands.
Well, first and foremost, we really try to keep all the parts in stock so our customers don't have to hear we don't have it. So we keep it in stock, and if you order today, we'll probably ship tonight. Or if you order in the morning, we'll ship this afternoon. So we're really fast at getting the product out the door, and you can see the product moving, and then they go up the conveyors and around, and they actually go right into the Federal Express truck and on its way to you.
Well, I'm about to side rail you because I've been dying all day to ask you how the racing's been going.
Well, this year we moved from Porsche, which we love Porsche, and one of the greatest endurance racing teams ever, Alex Strom Racing, and we moved over to Bill Riley's team. He's in Moores Head, North Carolina, and we started racing this year with the AMG GT cars, and we just recently won Long Beach in the GTD class, so we're stoked for the rest of the season.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, our day is almost over here with WeatherTech, but we wanted to show you a little bit about the future.
Right here is a new construction site, and we're building a brand new American factory, more American jobs. And one of the very interesting things, and something that I'm really proud of myself, is that when we start doing construction here in America, we insist that all the excavation equipment is American made. So you can see we're surrounded by John Deere and Caterpillar right here at the WeatherTech new factory site in Bolingbrook, Illinois.
That's pretty awesome, because I was here a couple of years ago and you guys have just continually kept growing, and and we're hopeful. All of us on the outside, right? We want the jobs in America, we want the product made here, and just being able to get this going and continuing is pretty awesome. I really appreciate you spending the time showing us how it's done, giving us that good feel, and learning a lot, man. That was awesome. I had a blast.
You guys are welcome at any time.
I'm gonna take you up on that.
Thanks.
All right, guys, well, we are out. Had a lot of fun today. We will see you next time.